Hey guys, I've got a couple of new bars in this week, so I'm just going to do a review of the Force USA Weightlifting Bar and also the Force USA Women's Ranger 15 Kilo Bar. I'm comparing these to the Iron Edge bar, which for the American guys is the one in the middle, and you're probably not familiar with the brand. The one on the bottom you should be more familiar with, which is an Again Faster Team 2.0 brand. You can see a comparison there of the bluing. The Force Ranger bar is the top bar, and its coating of that black zinc is a very consistent, nice coating. Grip is pretty good, and versus the Team 2.0 bar from Again Faster, which isn't a great coating. It is solid, but the finish on the Force USA one is much nicer. This is the 20 kilo Force USA competition weightlifting bar. There's the required spin test, not that it means anything because all bars spin nicely when they're brand new. This bar is a hard chrome coating, and I was actually very impressed with both of the bars coming out of the box, in that they've got the much nicer end caps rather than the split rings. This is a 10 needle bearing bar with 2 steel bushings. The knurl pattern is a little bit more aggressive than you'll find on the Again Faster Team 2.0. So the Again Faster Team 2.0 being a lighter, more passive knurling for CrossFit high repetition workouts. The Olympic weightlifting bar is more centered towards Olympic weightlifting, so its knurling is quite a bit more aggressive. Although I wouldn't say that it bites at all, it's certainly not as aggressive as you would find on like a powerlifting deadlift bar. But it is good, and it is very firm, and it doesn't require much torque at all to maintain a good level of grip. This is just my first training session with it. Apologies for not throwing the weights right at it. I'm in a hypertrophy phase at the moment, so I'm doing a lot more doubles and triples with the weightlifting at the moment, and so you won't see a whole lot of oscillation, although I could certainly feel a little bit of oscillation or a bit of whip when doing the cleans. It does feel very nice. I was actually very surprised with how good the bar felt in the hand while it was being used. Up until only recently, I'd stayed away from Force USA gear because previously I didn't think that they had a very good reputation, but more and more this company are surprising me with just how well they are making their equipment nowadays. If you're picky with the stuff, they still do some of the cheaper gear, but the Force USA My Bench, which I have one of, I was very surprised with the quality of that, and that prompted me to give these 2 bars a go. I got the Ranger bar for my wife, and then this one for myself, and I've been really happy with it, at least with the initial impressions. The coating is good, the knurling is nice and aggressive for weightlifting. It does have a center knurl mark in the middle, which isn't, it's not a more passive knurl, it's the same knurl on the outside of the bar, so for some people that might scuff up your collarbone a little bit. But again, this isn't supposed to be very high repetition work with a weightlifting bar. This is the heaviest weight that I've thrown at it so far. I did do a deadlift workout with it the next day, where I was doing deadlifts with 135 kilos, and it actually performed pretty well in there knurl-wise as well. Again, I didn't need much chalk at all for my deadlifts, and I was doing 4 sets of 8 at 135 kilos. So yeah, look, it's very early to tell. I've only just gotten the bar myself, but the chrome finish is very nice. The end caps are very nice. The spin on it is nice and consistent throughout the lift, and it does, at least even at the lighter loads, feel like it has a little bit of a whip to it. It is 215k steel, the same as an Eleiko bar, and the cost was actually really good selling point. I do think, while I don't think this is the best bar out there, I do think it is a phenomenal value for money bar, considering you can check the prices in the United States. Here in Australia, obviously with the exchange rates are different amounts, but this is a very cost effective bar. It's only about half the price of what a Rogue Olympic weightlifting bar costs here in Australia. And so that's my initial impressions review. Thanks very much, guys.